Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to look at the month of May, the metal snake month, Sinse month, from a flying stars perspective to see what sort of monthly influences we can expect in our home and office and how we can best make use of them. Now, for those of you who are totally new to feng shui and flying stars, don't worry, this is super easy. Even though it may seem a little bit confusing if you just look at this diagram here. But all you need to do is just stand in the center of your home or your office. Um, Take out your compass, the one that you have on your phone. That's the simplest one. And just check where all the sectors are, north, south, east, west, and then just follow the guidance that I'm giving you here. That's all. Yeah, it's that simple. You don't need to do anything else. So let's take a look at this chart for the month of May. Now, on the surface, it doesn't actually look like a very special chart, but for those of you who are a little bit advanced in your feng shui knowledge, you will realize that we actually have a hidden parent string formation in every single one of these palaces. Yeah, so a parent string formation is formed when we have the numbers 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9, and 2, 5, 8 in each palace. Now, on the surface, it looks like we only have 2 of those in each palace, but if you actually take into account the guas of these palaces, then we have a hidden parent string formation. So southeast is Xun Gua, so this is a 4. The south is Li Gua, so this is a 9. Southwest Kun Gua, so this is a 2, and so on. So we actually do have a hidden parent string formation in every single one of these palaces. Now, if you have a perfectly square floor plan, this is actually great. This is ideal. So perfectly square floor plan will then mean that in the month of May, the energies are actually moving fairly smoothly, and you have less obstacles and less issues in the month of May. Yeah, it doesn't mean that everything will go effortlessly. However, the struggles will be less, and there's probably some financial gains, more financial gains than usual. If you are missing a sector, or if you have a weak sector, then obviously that does not apply. But this is just a little bit of a side note for those who are more advanced in their feng shui studies. Now, for everyone else, we're just taking this chart as it is, and we are looking at the monthly flying stars that are coming or that are taking residence in each of the palaces. And for the month of May, the chart is a little bit challenging. So we do have 3 good sectors, and the rest of the sectors, they are a little bit fraught, but it doesn't mean we can't use them. We just shouldn't use them for certain activities. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that out of all the sectors in your home, you can only use 3. Now, let's focus on the ones that are actually usable and very positive. First of all, we've got the West sector, where we have the monthly number 1. And then we also here have the annual 4. So together, this is a peach blossom combination. So this sector can actually make you very likable. So if you have to do any sales, PR, or if you post anything online, then if you do this from the West sector, you will get the best energies. Now, if we're just looking at the monthly star number 1 as a standalone star, then this is a really good sector for long-term financial planning, investment strategies, learning more about investments, for example, but then also anything to do with finding noble people or finding help. So if you need to reach out to help with anything in life, really, whether that's in personal life or professional life, doing it in the West sector would be ideal. And if you need to prepare for an exam, or if you need to learn or study anything, also the West sector is an excellent sector to do this from, especially, for example, if you have small children. Put them in the West to do their homework. This is really a good sector. Now the next one that is quite good is the Northwest sector with the number 9. So this is the primary wealth star. Any sort of financial decisions that you need to make, do it from the Northwest sector, because this is actually really good. Now, Also, it is a happiness energy. So if you've been feeling a little bit down and a little bit unmotivated and just out of sorts, spending more time in the Northwest sector will increase your hope and faith for the future. You don't even have to do much. Just sit there and read or watch TV or do something. Spend a little bit more time in the Northwest sector. That will automatically lift your mood. If you have your master bedroom here, then probably in the month of May, you're going to have strong relationships with your partner. There's a lot of happiness attached to that as well. So this is a good sector overall, also good for partnership business, any type of financial planning, right? So this is a really, really nice sector. And then we've got the North sector here with the number 4. So the number 4 is both an academic star, but also a peach blossom star. And because, of course, we've got the hidden number 1 here from the north, the Kangwa, this also makes this a really, really good sector for any type of academics. Yeah, the 1-4 combination, as in the West, is a great combination to learn, to study anything that has to do with academic advancement. Now, ignoring the number 1 here, and we're just going to look at the number 4. Then we're looking at a sector there where as I mentioned, you have peach blossom energies. That means romance energies, and also academic energies. So if you have children and they cannot study in the West, then let them do their homework in the North sector of your home. That will also greatly benefit them. And for you personally, if you want to become more likable, if you want to increase your charisma or your popularity, your likability, then spend more time in the North. If you're single and looking, reach out to whatever prospects you have from the North sector. Yeah, maybe call them, send a message from there. Spend more time in the North to look at the talent pool, look whatever is out there. Yeah, so this is generally speaking a good sector. Now, all the other sectors, although they are not totally negative, there are certain activities we should actually probably avoid. So let's start with the Northeast sector here. We've got the monthly number 2 star. Now, the number 2 star is still associated with illness, even though in period 9, where we are right now, it has an energy of asset accumulation. Nevertheless, there is still a strong illness energy associated with the number 2. So I would say if you're suffering from chronic illnesses, or if you are pregnant, or if you have a small infant, then probably don't spend too much time in the Northeast sector, because that can aggravate things. Now, on the other hand, if you're a business owner, this is actually a very, very good energy. The Northeast is a positive energy in the sense that for business owners, this has to do with asset accumulation more so than with illness. Especially if you are self-employed, if you're a contractor, if you're running a business, then this is actually a good sector to get more contracts, and then also long-term asset acquisition. For employees, not so much, but for business owners, this is a good sector to work in. However, be careful, because we do have the annual number 5 here. Make sure that you don't make impulsive financial decisions. Yeah, this is very, very important. Whatever you do your due diligence. Then we've got the East with the monthly number 6. So the monthly number 6, together with the 9 here, is actually not a bad sector per se, but because we've got a hidden number 3 here, so the Zhengua from the East, this can actually lead to accidents. So be a little bit careful, especially if you have a hobby that may be a little bit risky, like trail running or bungee jumping or things like that. Car racing, yeah, be a little bit careful, because it can lead to accidents that affect the limbs, yeah, the arms and the legs. However, aside from that, the East sector, if we're just looking at the monthly stars, a good sector to cultivate your leadership skills. So if you want to accumulate more experience, management experience, or if you want to learn more about leadership skills and management, then this would be a great sector to do it from. If you're in between careers, or if you have a career right now, but you would like to advance, then do all your research and everything that has to do with career advancement in the East sector. This is very, very beneficial, especially if you have to go through a interview process, if that happens over Zoom or online somehow, then the East sector would be a great sector to do that from. Then we've got the Southeast with the number 7 star. So the 7 star has a rather unfortunate name. It's often called the robbery star, but also the discord star, the fire hazard star. So overall, the name itself already is not very, very positive. However, all you need to do, if you actually have to spend a lot of time in the Southeast sector, be a little bit more aware of your surroundings, because you may be more prone to falling for scams or losing your wallet or losing small amounts of money. So if you work in the Southeast sector, or if you sleep in the Southeast sector, make sure that if someone brings an offer to you that sounds too good to be true, do your research. Don't just say yes to everything, because there is a high likelihood for scammers appearing in your life and you actually falling for it. Now, also, because it is associated with a fire hazard energy, maybe having candles in this particular sector during the month of May is not the greatest. I mean, you can have candles, but just maybe not light them. Or if you do, make sure that you're around. Yeah, don't just leave them out while you're going outside. Yeah, so fire hazard in this particular sector is quite strong. And also it's a little bit of a discord or sort of disagreement sector. So you may be prone to be a little bit more anxious or disagreeable if you spend a lot of time here. So that is something that you can fix with pure awareness. Now, for those of us who are in a spiritual profession or in a metaphysical profession, the Southeast sector is actually a good sector, because the star number 7 pertains to metaphysical endeavors. So if you want to hone your intuition, or if you want to learn more about metaphysics, then the Southeast sector is actually a really, really good sector to be in, to further those studies or advance your knowledge. So it's always a double-edged sword. But I would say, for me personally, for example, because I am in this profession, I wouldn't hesitate to use the Southeast sector. Then we've got the South sector with the monthly number 3. Now, the 3 is an argument star. But, arguments don't need to escalate. Basically, an argument is just a kind of like a fierce negotiation, right? So if you need to negotiate something, if you need to negotiate a contract, you can do that in the South sector, but make sure that you do not escalate a disagreement. I would also say maybe don't sign contracts or agreements in the South sector. You can negotiate them, that's fine, especially if you would tend to be in a weaker position, or if you're a little bit shy, because the number 3 star will give you the courage to speak up for your convictions. So doing the negotiations there is okay, but I would say try to avoid actually signing legal documents or agreements, because the number 3 star can also lead to legal problems. So you may overlook a small detail, and then signing a contract here is going to lead to negative repercussions. And also, again, here we've got the 3-6 combination, just like here where it was hidden. This can lead to accidents. So if you sleep here, or if you spend a lot of time in the South sector, just make sure that you're more careful in traffic, for example, or when you're doing your hobbies, especially sports related. And then lastly, we've got the number 5 monthly star in the Southwest. So the 5 is also called the 5 yellow or the calamity star, and it's one of these energies that we need to be a little bit careful around. it brings a lot of challenges, obstacles into our lives. And so, therefore, positioning yourself in the Southwest, especially for work, may actually bring more obstacles than you've anticipated. So, whatever you start doing, there's first an obstacle before you succeed. So it's not that you can't succeed, it's just going to take much, much more effort. And so we would like to avoid this if at all possible. If you are pregnant, I would say not necessarily stay out of the Southwest sector, but if you can spend as little time as possible there, that would be great, especially if you're in your first trimester, because otherwise that could lead to some health complications. From a financial perspective, it would be better not to take any financial decisions in the Southwest sector. It may lead to a loss of money or much higher expenses than you've anticipated. So no financial decisions in the Southwest for the month of May. All right, so this is what we can expect from a Flying Stars perspective for the month of May. Again, it starts on May 5th, goes all the way to June 4th. And again, don't be too afraid of the sectors that may not be that great. You can still use them, just avoid the activities that we've talked about. All right, so hopefully this helps. I wish you all a really, really good May. And if you would like to do an actual feng shui audit with me for your home or your office, feel free to contact me. My email address is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, as always, please give this video a like, share it with anybody who may be interested, and subscribe to my channel. All right, see you guys soon. Take care.